move the recommendation.
Thank you.
Seconded, Councillor Underwood. Questions? All in favor? Carried. 8.9. This is the water bylaw. Councillor Ullman.
Move the recommendation.
Seconded, Councillor Cook. Questions on that? All in favor? Carried. And that, the tax rates. There's a recommendation there establishing the 2012 tax rate. Councillor Russell.
Make a motion to accept the request. Pass the tax rates, which are provided for me for the bylaw.
Tax rates be adopted, means
Yeah.
you adopt it, presented that way?
Or we'll write it the right way.
Move the recommendation. Second by Councillor Underwood. All in favor of that? Questions on that first, I guess? All in favor? Like everybody was in favor. The tax rates are there. And there's a recommendation, report number 74, dealing with the Funeral, Burial, and Cremation Services Act. Captain Reardon.
Yeah, I'll move the recommendation.
Seconded. Councillor Russell. Questions? Councillor Cook.
I guess just, was only open to certain ones or only certain ones applied for?
Please.
It's on an individual basis with each funeral home. We won't be getting one from the other operates primarily in our area.
Okay.
All
All right.
Okay. All in favor of that? Carried. 8.12, report 75, pay executive request for support. Councillor Russell.
I'd like to make a motion that we write up a nice, lovely little resolution on the offer when I provide on this one, because I think this is a perfect example of the feds using monopolistic legislation or ignoring local concerns. And I support the executive's request 100% plus.
Second with that?
Yes.
Okay, Captain Reardon.
Yeah, they do identify 3 things that they'd like us specifically to do, or to be done by federal level. And that's first revert to the subsidy levels and mechanisms for calculating the subsidies to small incumbent local carriers that were placed prior to decisions, oblige new entrant competitors to pay the startup costs and fund the ongoing cost implementation of local competition from the central fund. So I think including that would be important.
And I think we could add to the fact that we should be proud of our Hay Executive Link and probably the other local providers who because Ma Bell and the Day, they allow the small companies to be the counter force to the idea of monopoly that Ma Bell had across the whole nation, right? So these small companies, and as we well know, put in things like fiber optics in our communities. I was at 2 national conventions 15 years ago, and most of the country was crying in days about the internet. And we were sitting here having a connection already because our local companies took our money and invested it correctly. So I think we have to support them.
Yeah, I agree.
All in favor of that? Bylaws and resolutions. Councillor Ullman.
So moved.
All. 43 for the drainage works. Bylaw 59 and rules and regulations for waterworks. Bylaw 60, amended fees for municipal services. Bylaw 63, authorizing agreement with AG Hayter Contracting. Bylaw 64, authorizing agreement with C&G Concrete Limited. 65, authorizing agreement with Coke Construction. Bylaw 66, establishing tax rates. Bylaw 68, authorizing agreement with Denning Funeral Directors. Bylaw 69, confirming resolutions to date. Questions on any of those bylaws? All in favor? Carried. We have no accounts at this time. We have a notice, 11.1. We're at notices of motion. Councilor Ullman has a notice of motion here. I'd let speak to it if there's a seconder for it. Councilor McGuire seconded it. That would be the first notice of motion. Councilor Ullman?
Okay, I'll just speak to each of the points here. We tabled the last report from the CAO, and when we do table a report, we're required to set a date when we raise that report from the table, so we do need to do that. The second piece of the motion, we've got two motions that are in our minutes. So the first one was the table. The second that's in our minutes, council asked for additional information. But I guess if we're asking for additional information, then we should specify exactly what it is that we do need. And then if we still are wanting additional information, then it would make sense to bring the Y to the table. Now, having said all of that, I guess what we've done, we've kind of left things hanging. And I know that in the discussion in the minutes, when we dealt with this issue, there was discussion about going out for an RFP in 2014. And if that's what we're going to do, then I think we need to move forward, make that motion so that people aren't hanging out there wondering what's going on, because that's where it's at right now.
Just on a point of order, Mr. Mayor, on Tuesday, last Tuesday, we made a motion, this is coming up on September the 11th, as part of strategic plan. So I'm not sure where you're at. This is all part of the public-private partnership discussion. The staff agreed to have a report on current practices by September the 11th. There's nothing about an RFP or anything. 2014 is the
Let Councilor Ullman finish.
But that's my point of order.
Let Councilor Ullman finish.
But are you ruling on my point of order?
Yeah, we'll let her finish.
Okay.
I don't believe that this.
I just simply want to get a motion on the table so we can look at it, set the date, specify the information, and then we either ask the Y to come to the table at some future date or we don't. This motion was seconded, so I believe I do have an opportunity to speak to it. That's all I'm asking. And then if, when we have all of these discussions, we decide that you're gonna say go for an RFP, then just say that and put it to bed until the time comes.
What's an RSP?
Request for proposal. Because right now, people are wondering what's going on, what's happening, where are we going? Let's just tell people where we're going. That's all I'm saying with this motion.
I am thoroughly confused. We said at strategic planning last Tuesday that we specifically said we didn't want to discuss the YMCA contract because that would perceive to be that we were being discriminatory. So we talked about having public-private partnership discussion on September the 11th. The contract is in place. I don't know why they think anything's going anywhere. It's in place till 2014. You wouldn't have to put an RFP out until after the public-private discussion. So this is completely, to me, out of order. It's just, we agreed September 11th, we'd have that discussion. From that discussion, then you can talk about current contracts and when they're up and going to RFPs. I don't get this.
Well, I guess we don't have those minutes in front of us to see exactly what the exact motion was. So I'm not going to speak to that. This is straightforward, this is clear. We can set the date, in December for all I care. Let's just set a date to raise something from the table. That's in our protocol. And why do we keep changing our protocols once we set them in place? We just approved the meeting protocol, and now we're still not paying attention to it.
Okay.
Set a date to raise this from the table and be done with it.
Will you add a date to this motion?
September the 11th.
No. That's
No,
not part
this
of
isn't dealing with the private, this is,
That's right.
this is separate from the private and public partnerships that we're talking about.
Close from.
This could be November of 2013, we
I
could raise this from the table.
Exactly.
So,
It can be September, it can be October, it